Hey, everybody. We are live back here on Tuesday for some News AF. Shout out to our live viewers waiting patiently on the News AF YouTube channel, ready to go. Our loyal friends, they show up every week to hang out with us. We appreciate you. To Pete, Docs, Kate the Great, the whole crew.
We're all here.
The best.
We're all here. Yes. Okay. All right. You ready for News AF today?
Oh, I'm ready.
Ready?
Yeah.
They got a lot of
Ready.
stuff to cover today. All right. Tara and Tom, welcome. Okay. Hey, everybody, what's going on? Rob Cesternino back again to talk with you about the week's most interesting news stories for the week of March 18th, 2025, here on News AF.
If the story is buzzing like it's on crystal meth, it's about to be News AF. If the same old news makes you bored to death, it's time for some News AF. Actual, factual news.
Yeah, that's right. We're back again here live on the day after St. Patrick's Day to talk about a bunch of exciting news. Here back with us, a man who must be well rested after his trip to Hawaii. It's Tyson Apostol. Tyson, how are you?
Yeah, I guess I'm well rested. I'm great. I'm doing very well. I cut my hair, so I've been getting a lot of attention.
Yes. Yes, I saw that last week.
Yeah. Last week, did I have a hat on last week? Even
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I came hatless, and I should go hatless more often because I still have a great hairline. I have great hair, and I'm very handsome. But I just like to wear hats. That just makes me feel comfortable.
Did you build any leprechaun traps over the weekend?
I didn't. I thought about it, but then my kids just started drawing leprechauns, and that was good enough. So they were like, should we make traps? I was like, sure. And then they were like, can we draw leprechauns? I was like, yeah, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So they just drew them. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to go gambling in Reno next week.
Whoa.
Yeah. Monday to Wednesday.
Our
so
old stomping grounds?
Our old stomping grounds.
Mhm.
Yes. Rob and I met there. Rob, I've gotten way better at slot machines. I'll document some of it.
Chameleon spin?
Ooh, I don't think that's still there, but that was one of my favorites. I should see if I can find it.
Mhm.
And I was thinking on the flight. So the flight home from Hawaii, I forgot you have to wait in like that agricultural line first. You wait in an agricultural line to get your bags checked to make sure you're not bringing any contraband. Yeah. And
Pineapples.
then you have to go through security after that. And it was so long. We barely made our flight, but we did an early flight because Rachel doesn't like to do red eyes. It's either red eye out of Hawaii or super, super early flight out of Hawaii. Those are your two options. And so when like you're 2 or 3 weeks in advance, you think the early flight is the best. 6 a.m. flight, wake the kids up at 4, no problem. But in the moment when you're waking everybody up at 4, you are like, fuck, we should have just taken the red eye because then we'd have all day in Hawaii. I could have slept in, and then the kids will. So I don't know what's better, red eye or super ultra early morning.
They're both pretty bad.
I used to be a big subscriber of just get on the first flight, get out of there. There's no delays. But I find that these like first thing in the morning flights, like I feel like I'm not right the whole day.
Yeah. And we weren't, and we're still not. But we're getting there. So that's it. That's it.
It's the price you pay to go to paradise.
I know. And we thought we should go to Mexico from now on because it's just so much closer.
You just drive there.
No, I mean, you can, but we wouldn't drive Rocky Point. People do go there, but I don't know. I feel too scared. So you can get to Rocky Point, a beach in Mexico, from my house in 3 hours drive.
Dang.
Wow.
That's closer than I thought.
Very close. And the place looks beautiful enough. But when you talk to people, like, so is it safe to drive through like an hour? You're driving in an hour through Mexico. And people are like, yeah, it's totally fine. You just got to make sure you're there in the daylight. Your car does not break down. You have enough gas to make the whole hour trip. So get gas before you cross the border. And stash $20 bills hidden all over your car. So if anybody stops you, you can be like, oh, I found a 20. It's my only one. Here you go. And then they don't see your whole billfold.
Also make sure that your car has the ability to shoot out oil slick
Yeah.
Oh,
I feel like that would be nice.
Yeah, and-
Bulletproof windows.
yeah.
Upper things on the hubcaps that
Oh yeah,
See,
those
maybe the
little grinders that come
Cybertruck
out.
would be good for that, Tyson.
I think that would make you a target because they'd be
And
like,
it
that
falls
guy
apart
has
out.
enough money to buy stupid shit.
Yeah, but
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
And
so you're going to fly. That's a safe way to get
fly.
into Mexico.
I don't know. I've talked to lots of people that drive back and forth and they love it. And maybe one day I'll have the courage, but right now I'm a big fucking coward.
Yeah,
Or smart.
Or smart.
Yeah.
Either one.
one or the other.
Yeah, one or the other.
You've got too much to lose. These people that are driving, they're like, whatever. I don't
That's
care.
what I'm
I don't
saying.
have
Yeah.
anything.
Nobody else that's driving has as expensive a mortgage as me.
Yeah, or an awesome minivan like you.
The minivan's what makes me feel safe. I'm like, nobody's targeting a 2015 Honda Odyssey.
Oh, dude, those things.
But it could
no,
break down.
They're
It
highly
could
sought
break
after.
down. It's 150,000 miles.
And it was dropped off of a car lift straight to
Mhm.
the ground. So
Yeah.
somewhere lurking in that system
Mhm.
is the final straw.
That's true. But it
Just
hasn't hit
waiting.
yet. And I don't know when it's going to hit, but I go off and on car shopping. Anyways, enough about me. I'm boring. Danny Bryson.
Leprechaun traps aplenty here
How many?
yesterday.
Did Beck make one?
2. No.
Did you catch any?
He was so upset. He probably hates everything. So
Did the leprechauns poop in the
no,
trash
and
or
I
anything?
always tell my kids, you have to be willing to torture the leprechaun. So it's like fine that you capture one, but you have to be willing to like waterboard it. You got to get.
Mhm.
How are you going to get that
They
information?
don't give that gold out willy nilly. Otherwise,
You
everybody
gotta
would
be like,
be
oh, you
millionaires.
caught me in a shoebox, and he'd be like, I'll tell you where the gold is. No,
Yeah.
He's like, I'll never tell you. And then you got to be willing to torture him.
Get the pliers.
Yeah, kids, get the pliers.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So you have to have a trap, but you
Red
also
hot
have in
pokers.
the basement, you have to have an area set up to extract information.
Mhm.
Yeah.
For St. Patrick's Day. That's what I'm
Body
gonna start
stretchers,
demanding. Hey, if you're
medieval.
gonna,
Mhm.
if you're gonna
The
build this
rack.
trap, we have to go downstairs and we have to set up the room.
Yeah.
So yeah, exciting St. Patrick's Day.
They know what you mean when you say the room.
The room. They're like, oh,
Mhm.
Dad, I'll go get the pliers.
And that'd be a good movie. I know they have these leprechaun movies, but like these kids that have like a leprechaun trap, and then they have to like engage in like torturing the leprechaun.
Well,
Yeah.
I think the Leprechaun franchise is the post
Yeah.
aftermath of the torturing of the leprechauns. Now it
Yeah.
comes back
Go
as-
mad and
That's
start
like his
horrifying.
origin
havoc.
story.
Yeah, his origin story exactly.
Because
My
they don't
kids
really
were
ever
ser-
give you that.
My kids were searching for a St. Patrick's Day movie, and I suggested Leprechaun. Other than that, I can't imagine what else is there.
We got one right here.
It gets
Rob's
skipped.
Googling it, but Rachel was like, I want to watch The Fugitive. I guess he runs through the parade or something.
That's right.
Oh.
He runs through
That's
the,
like a diehard
Mhm.
connection to
Yeah.
a holiday.
Backdoor St. Patrick's Day.
yeah,
Yeah.
or St. Patrick's Day movie. And do you think the writers, when they wrote that, were just like, there's not a St.
Yeah.
Patrick's Day movie will forever be celebrated as the St. Patrick's Day movie?
Well, it's some low-hanging fruit. Someone needs to make one, the definitive St. Patrick's Day movie. It's just waiting to be made.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
surprised Netflix hasn't invested $300 million into one.
I mean, The Town.
Yeah.
Anything with Irish accents.
you mean Bostonians?
Bostonian, Irish Bostonians. Darby O'Gill is an old one.
Oh,
from,
I
like,
actually
the
have an
50s.
Irish story. I can tell you guys.
Yes, Danny?
So I have someone I've been talking to on the internet.
Wow.
Yes, trying to find new friends as an adult is very difficult.
What
Anyway,
app do you use?
I'm going to embarrass myself by telling this story, but I'm fine with that. What do I care?
Mhm.
So anyway, we'd been talking to each other, and his name was, and don't spoil this, his name was Seamus.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's a weird name. And
I
then
know
I
how to
kept thinking
pronounce
that
it.
this is his handle, right? Because we're communicating through a athletic app. We're communicating through Strava. So I'm like, this is probably just his handle. Then he gave me his text number, his phone number, and I'm like, oh, he kept his handle. So then we meet up to go skiing, and I called him Seamus.
And it's
And
Seamus.
he's like, Oh no, it's Seamus. And I
Did he
was like,
say,
"Dude."
"Hey, Seamus, mate"?
I'm like,
Yeah.
I have never
That's the wrong
You were
seen.
feeling some Seamus.
I'm like, I
Yeah.
have never seen or said that word. It's very similar to the first time I saw the last name when I was working at a call center, and it was Bonner. And I've told this story where I didn't know what was happening because I was like 18 at the time, 19.
You thought it was
And
a prank?
I said, "Oh, excuse me, Mr. Bonaire."
That's a fancy
He
way to
was-
say boner.
Yeah, I was like, it's just fancy boner. And he was very offended. Like, no, it's Bonner. I was like, well, this phone call is not going to end well.
Would you like to purchase a 10-month subscription to Columbia House?
He was over. The phone call ended right then and there.
Oh, that was it.
I called him fancy. He was a fancy boner. Bonaire.
Uh,
So yeah, I really should pay more attention to it just doesn't work out for me. And also I did a video once where I mispronounced poorly Joaquin. Someone
Yeah.
had left a note on the top of the mountain in one of these summit boxes. They left a note in a candy bar saying, "Hey, enjoy this candy bar. This is from," and I said, I was reading the note on Instagram. I said, "Jacquin."
uh-huh.
I said, "Thank you, Jacquin, for this candy bar." I was like, "Man." And then a million people instantly responded, "That's Joaquin."
It's
All right.
almost like you don't pay attention to people.
I don't. And you know what's funny is that, and I
That's
always
it.
say this, I know a lot of words, but I never hear the words because I read them and I don't, you know what I mean? Like I don't see them or hear them spoken. So it's like I read a lot of words, but then I hesitate before I say them out loud because I'm like, I've never heard this word said out loud.
Yeah.
And then almost always I pronounce it incorrectly. So there you go. Exciting weekend. Mispronouncing names, building
Yeah.
boxes. Very Irish weekend.
It really was. It was all coming together for you.
All
That's
coming together.
crazy.
I can't. So now I know Seamus. I know what that
So-
looks like.
Does Seamus have an Irish accent?
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
But he has. He must have a strong connection to the old island.
Yeah.
The old,
or to
whatever.
the
Old.
Did the
Irish
meetup
mafia.
work out though, Danny?
Yeah. Great.
Was he
workout.
cool? Was he like a new
Yeah.
like?
Well, he was
better-
young.
You
He's
like
really
him more
young.
than Tyson?
Young.
And Rob?
And I'm
How
like,
young?
I don't know. I didn't want to ask because I didn't want him to ask me.
17.
But are we getting the vibe? No, late 20s, maybe early 30s.
Mhm.
It's just like, dude, young people are just so annoying.
So you get on Strava and you DM people.
No.
names you
What I
can't
did,
pronounce.
I got on Strava and said, "Hey, I am going to a certain place. Is there anybody there who knows anything about the place I'm going to?" Right?
Yeah.
That's the invitation I put out, and then I get responses, and then I communicate with these people. So he wasn't from Switzerland or France, but he was going to be going there, and I'm like, "Oh, cool." He's like, "Well, you could come on my trip," and I was like, "All right, yeah, I might be willing to do that." So yes,
so you went
that's
on
how
a
it
trip
works
with
out.
him?
Yeah, in the future, soon.
Oh, you're going on a trip with him.
Yeah, going
Okay.
on a trip with him. So
You had an initial meetup to see if it would work
it would
out.
work out, and so far it seems like it would, other than the age difference.
And you're going to stay in the same hotel room and stuff? Like, you're
Yeah,
gonna
that was
get
the other
close
thing. He's like, "Well, we
friends?
already have an Airbnb," and I'm like, "Oh, and then I'm like, what do I do? Offend everyone by getting my own room?"
Mhm.
Mhm.
How
Or
many
s-
people are in the traveling party?
So there's 3. They got an Airbnb that is a cabin that holds 4. And I was hesitant, and then I saw the pictures. I'm like, okay, that's got enough space for me to hide somewhere.
Yeah.
So yeah,
You
it's
must
gonna be-
really love adventures, Danny.
Yeah. Because you hate strangers.
I'd
so
honestly
that's-
rather sleep in my car than stay in a nice hotel with strangers. But
Yeah.
since I won't even have a car, that's not an option.
Hmm.
Yeah. Well, I'm really proud of you for branching out, Danny, and making
Yeah.
new friends. I
Thank
bet
you.
this is
With-
Incredible.
With
Yeah.
Seamus.
with Seamus. What are the other names of the traveling band that's going to meet up
I
in
don't-
Switzerland?
They're all.
Joaquin,
Let's hope no Joaquins. You mean Jack Quinn?
Jack Quinn.
Jack Quinn,
Jack Quinn Bonner.
Mr. Bonaire. Let's hope not. Oh my goodness. Just everybody needs to have normal names. Well, that is a normal name, but everybody needs to have a name I can instantly identify.
Listen,
Mhm.
don't give our presidency any more laws to pass. It's illegal now to have a name that
That I
president
can't do.
pronounce. Yeah,
No crazy names.
yeah. That's an amendment to the Constitution.
Yeah, why not? It would help me out greatly.
All right, let's talk about our top story at this hour and be on alert. Listeners in Pennsylvania, specifically North York County, as a box demon is on the loose.
Not another box demon.
I am the box demon. I think that's all he said into the thing. And I am the box demon. I am the box demon. And then he left the box. So
Are you ready to see the box demon?
Yeah. Holy.
The box demon is
That dude's hilarious.
He's crafty. That's what I thought when I saw the picture. This guy is good with glue and
Find
scissors.
someone who's crafting.
Yep. A person wearing a handmade paper mask. They call themselves the box demon. They visited a home in North York County, Pennsylvania.
Do they call themselves that, or do
Yes.
He did.
News?
On
So
the
he's on
video.
the video. He's like, "I'm the box demon."
Yes. That's correct.
So awesome.
All right, Tyson, you want to see some video of the box demon?
Yeah, I want to hear him say, "I'm the box demon."
Okay, let me see if I can cue this up and get the audio right. Okay.
He's like the wet bandits on Home Alone.
Yeah. All right. Here's courtesy of the Ring doorbell cam. Okay.
Oh, ominous music.
I am the box demon. I am the box demon. I believe this box is a gift for you.
Ominous.
Very ominous. I love the music. That was a really nice touch.
Mhm.
So is it a female, or do you think it's a recording?
I think it's
of
a woman.
female's
That was
voice?
clearly the box demon is
That
clearly
sounds
a
like
woman.
I know, but if I were a guy with a box demon mask, I'd have my wife record the "Hello, I am the box demon," and then I
Smart.
just hit the play button on it.
Yeah, but good misdirect. Almost kind of suspicious, Tyson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
Such a good
the
idea.
box demon, they are not delivering for Arnazarn.corn, are
Oh,
they?
yeah, they are.
No. So wait, did she leave She left
Yeah.
the box.
But it was
I
empty.
leave you with this gift.
Oh.
This box is for you. I do believe the box looks like it's empty, though.
Yeah,
It
so
was
that's
empty.
what my uncle used to live in New York. This is all will tie together. And he
Oh.
was like, it's so hard to get rid of trash that doesn't fit in a garbage can in New York. Like, it's just like if you're living like on the 30th floor of it's like impossible. So what you do is you wrap your trash up in boxes and then gift wrap it and leave it in your car with your door unlocked. And then people come and steal
They steal it.
the
Yeah,
gifts, and
smart.
it ends up being your trash, and then they dump it on the side of the road. But it's not you that's dumping it on the
Guilt-free.
side of the road. Yeah, it's all guilt-free. So that's probably like the box demon is having a hard time breaking this box down enough to jam into her trash can or to get rid of it. So she's just leaving it on
Smart.
people's doorsteps.
A lot of work went into that with the paper plate mask.
Yeah.
But you can reuse that.
This incident occurred at 4:20 a.m.
And
All
it
the
looks like
best things happen.
she rang the doorbells to make sure that it was recording, it seemed.
Yeah.
So she rang the doorbell and then ran, or did she do this to her own house, submit it to the news, and now it's a story?
Oh, you think that this could be the actual person who reported it? That person's name is Tammy McAnanany.
Let's
I'm
just do
probably pulling a Danny on that name.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
She was initially alarmed. She thought the box could contain anthrax, but the box was confirmed to be empty and was destroyed.
I'm not opening a box that is delivered by the box.
You
demon.
didn't have to. It was an empty box.
Well, I mean, yeah, but to discover that it's an empty box probably requires you to open it.
I'm not even going to see it on my Ring doorbell because I've just like, whatever, I'll see it.
You're going
I'll-
to send out your robot dog to flamethrow it.
No, I'd walk up like
Yeah.
2 days later and be like, a package. And then I'd look and it'd be like an empty box. And then
I will say, with all these cameras and everything, you know, we have like all the Ring cameras, and then, you know, sometimes like in the middle of the night, you'll get like I'll wake up with a jolt of like person detected on the driveway, like
and it's
person like.
Amazon.
And it's like, all right, either somebody's coming to kill us or we're getting a package right now.
Yeah, we're
Which
getting a
is it?
package at
Only
2 in the
two
morning
options.
from Amazon, which is crazy because they deliver 24/7 now. It's so
Yeah.
nuts. Like you're like you'll get like 3 in the morning. It's like your package has been delivered.
Yeah,
You're
I
like,
don't click that
"What?"
option.
No,
Out
I
of
don't know how
guilt.
many times I told my wife, do not get packages delivered
In the
at
middle of
4
the
o'clock in the morning.
Well, I don't think you can.
Yeah, you
What
can
that?
select what your time
Yeah, you
window
can.
is.
You
Oh.
can, Tyson.
They'll give you like overnight, like 2 to 6 a.m. or
I do
like
the
7 to.
fastest. I'm paying for
Yeah.
Amazon Prime, whatever the fastest is. For
I just
free.
don't
I'm
want
taking
anyone
it.
approaching my door at 3 in the morning. I'm with
Really?
Rob. It's like,
Yeah.
I don't need that.
But isn't
And
that
plus I feel
safer? Like, let's
bad.
say like you have a bunch of bandits trying to put boxes on your
Yeah.
porch, but that real Amazon guy shows up at 3 in the morning and
And
scares
has to battle
away.
the
It's
box demon
Yeah.
with
either-
box cutters.
Yeah.
Somebody has come here to kill us, or my wife has ordered something else from Amazon. It's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is a lose-lose.
Or it's
I
the
guess.
Like,
box
what did she
demon.
order? I'll take the kill me.
What
Yeah.
would you do? What would you do if you got the box demon? Did you report that, or just kind of like throw it away and move on with your life?
I'd throw it away and move on with my life and share it on Instagram and stuff and be like,
No.
what a creepo.
I think my wife would take to Facebook, like, hey, has anybody
Neighborhood,
in the neighborhood seen
what-
a box demon?
What's the
Just-
app? There's Facebook groups.
Oh,
then there's
neighborhoods. I think is what it's
Neighborhoods
called.
app.
Yeah,
No,
I
it's-
love
She's
that
in the
app.
Facebook
Good-
groups.
good neighborhood
Facebook
or
groups. Yeah, neighborhood app. Yeah, that's. I had
Those
to
are
delete
hilarious.
it.
That is
Those
the
are-
greatest app in the world.
That's
No.
so
Everyone
fun.
thinks that gunfire is happening all the time,
All
and
the
I'm
time.
sure some places it is, but not here. They're
Next
like,
door.
anybody hear those
Next door
gunshots?
app. Yeah.
Mhm.
Like, I
Yeah.
think someone is shooting a machine gun. You're like, yes, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here, Docs wants to know, what if the box demon delivered a slice of pumpkin pie?
Oh my gosh.
No, it would be a
mangled
pie with the slice removed.
Yeah, and a mangled fucking pie dude,
With a slice removed.
with a
I
slice
love that.
removed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because
That hasn't happened at our new place, but we did have a pest control guy show up who would not take no for an answer.
Mm-hmm.
He just kept going. And every time I was like, we don't need this, he'd try to shake my hand. And finally, I had to be like, stop shaking my hand. You've shaken my hand 4 times. I'm still not paying you for any services. I want you off of my front doorstep. And he's like, one more. I was like, no, stop. You're making it worse now. It's getting worse. It's
No,
not
it's
getting
not.
better.
I actually want pests now.
Yeah. There was a point in the conversation where I was like, I should just agree and pay him so I don't have to talk to him anymore. And then I was like, no,
See,
this is
you
how he
would've
gets
won.
you.
Yeah.
This is how he gets you. And so I just was like, he reached out for my hand. I was like, no more handshaking. We've done it so many times. It
Mhm.
doesn't help. It's actually hurting every time you touch me. And every time you say one more, like and then I wanted to just follow him around the neighborhood the whole rest of the day and just be like, I'm in the neighborhood. This guy's a fucking idiot.
Because you
Do
know that
not-
he was going around. He's like, I've already been talking to your neighbors.
Yeah.
It's like
I talked to him,
Tyson
yeah.
over
Yeah,
there.
Tyson. Yeah, exactly. And that's how he approached me. He's like, Stephanie across the street uses us. We love Stephanie. I was like, I don't even know if I have a neighbor, Stephanie.
Yeah.
You're like talking to the wrong guy here.
He's
So-
like, we've been talking to Jacqueline.
Yeah, exactly.
We've got him on board.
We
Yeah,
have
yeah.
Mr. Bonner.
Mr. Bonner from down the
Bonaire.
road.
We've got
Nice.
Mr. Bonaire on board.
I wish I would have done just like a stomach kick.
We got Mr. Apostle. He's signed up with
Seamus.
us.
Tyson actually does 2 times a month and for double the price.
He actually suggested you
Yeah,
as a potential customer, said you'd love our service.
yeah, that's
I
why I,
hate that.
wanted.
I'm
I
like,
should
I
have followed him
have
around.
no evidence of any of this.
Yeah, look at our Google reviews, and you're like, yeah, 4.6. I could get a 4.6.
Anyone can hire robots
Yeah,
to
so.
spam your ratings.
Oh, I was ruined. And Rachel answered the door. So that was the first mistake. Rachel answered the
Yeah.
door. So I left. I went in the back room. I was like, I'm just going to hang out here. And then Rachel's like,
Yeah.
Tyson, do we need pest control? I was like, we don't. I spray it myself. And we only So I
That's a
came to the
pest
door.
demon you got on your doorstep.
Yeah.
I am the pest demon.
I am the pest
I wish I
demon.
could remember anything about him, but he was so unremarkable
Yeah.
that I cannot even remember his
My
name,
move-
company, anything.
I tell them my wife decides all that. She's not here.
Oh yeah, smart.
Like, I wish I could help you, but I can't. Listen, I don't know what goes on here.
I'm putting a no soliciting sign up on my
Smart.
walkway. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because
All
it's, yeah.
Well, let's talk about a hostile takeover going on in my old stomping grounds on Long Island, but on the north shore of Long Island in the city of Seacliff. The man who's the founder of Pirate Booty.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
We
Either
know
of you like
Pirate
Pirate
Booty.
Booty? Yeah, you like it?
No.
I'm not
It's
a big white cheddar guy.
packing peanuts is the
Yeah.
problem. Like I'll do white cheddar popcorn, but the packing peanuts texture isn't for me.
So he lives in a town called Seacliff on the north shore of Long Island, and he claims to have found a loophole in the New York state laws where that he has accumulated enough signatures that he has been able to declare himself the new mayor of Seacliff and has
Wow.
proceeded to fire all of the people that work in the Seacliff government.
And have they been not going to work since they got fired? Because
No, they're ignoring him.
Yeah.
Smart.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy that the inventor of pirate booty would then be like, hey, my next order of business after I invent this snack that's just packing
Take
peanuts,
over
Mhm.
Seacliff.
take over Seacliff.
It's classic pirate maneuvers,
Yeah, it
if
is.
you
Yeah.
ask me.
Yeah, I guess it is.
Mhm.
Wow. Very cool.
It's like he's got too much time on his hand. Time
the
to find
guy's name?
loopholes.
His name is Robert Ehrlich, and he
Captain
created
Robert
Pirate
Ehrlich.
Booty and then has now taken over Seacliff and calls it now the Incorporated Village of Seacliff Residents. He says he has a lot of big ideas.
Oh, great.
Docs in the chat sent me the story. I watched the News 12 Long Island report on it.
Yeah. Wow. And
Yeah, he says he has a lot of big ideas for Seacliff.
are you concerned with your Long Island neighbors up there?
No, because it seems like they're ignoring him.
Yeah, that's the best
Yeah.
thing you can do here.
Mhm.
That is the best thing, is just be like, you have no jurisdiction
Oh,
over
that
us.
guy's back. Just like your pest control salesman.
That guy's
Oh,
back.
that guy's back.
Honey, the guy's back. Yeah,
Give
just
him a-
keep.
Give him a fake office, right? And just let him
Oh.
like go back and just
Design
think he's doing
stuff.
stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Actually,
Let him-
start like a webcam, and people can pay to watch his insanity unfold.
Yeah. To just give him like a ton of pencils and papers and
Mm-hmm.
pinboards
Whiteboards.
all around his,
Yeah.
his walls. So then he's like doing the beautiful mind stuff where it's just like, oh my gosh. Yeah.
I bet you this guy, he's made money off of pirate booty. He's just sitting at home. He's got nothing to do. His wife
Yeah.
needs to get him out of the house. She says, I found a loophole. Why don't you go become mayor? And he's like,
Mhm.
that's a good idea.
I've
Now
always
she's
thought I
like,
should be
Yeah.
mayor.
I always felt like a mayor.
Yeah.
So it would be natural for me to become the mayor. She's like, oh,
Yeah.
thank goodness I got him out of the house. So yeah, good for him. He gets to pretend to be mayor for a little while. That
Hey
should be
guys,
fun.
I know I fired a lot of you, but the ones I kept, I brought pirate.
You're
booty.
my A team. Oh yeah, cheese for everyone.
Pirate booty for all.
So I'm looking up more about Robert Ehrlich. He seems like
more
an
or less?
interesting guy. In addition to Pirate Booty, he has done some other business ventures. In 2013, he developed Sexy Pop, which was a
Whoa.
nutritious popcorn line. I didn't know popcorn was that non-nutritious.
It's like eating air,
Mhm.
burnt air.
Yeah.
It's
He also
gross.
started Vegan Robs, a plant-based snack line.
Vegan Robs.
Yes.
Okay, so we got Sexy Pop and Vegan Robs.
This guy's a go-getter.
He's a go-getter.
That's how he's finding loopholes. He's
Mhm.
that kind of guy. He's like, I found
Yeah.
loopholes all over the place.
But in 2015, that he sued his former Pirate Booty partner, alleging fraudulent attacks on his entrepreneurial spirit, including bizarre claims involving Mike Rapoli's Bentley and a praying mantis. I don't know what happened with the praying mantis.
Or
And
Mike
the
Rapoli's
Bentley.
Bentley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the praying mantis like some kind of position a person puts himself into
You think
before
so?
like
Oh,
taking
so
a
you
dump
think-
on a Bentley?
So you don't think it was a real praying mantis? You think it was like
It's a like sexual position.
he executed the praying mantis?
Yes, exactly.
which,
On top of the guy's Bentley.
as we know, is Crystal Cove is against Crystal Cove regulation.
Yeah.
As the mayor of the town, I forget what the town.
Yeah,
is.
because it's like in 1800s they wrote the laws and it said like
Yeah.
you shall
No
not
pants.
perform
no pants on
a,
mantis.
a praying mantis on a man's carriage.
Yeah,
Yea, verily, without severe punishment.
do not mow another man's praying mantis.
Exactly. The praying mantis, you just can't do that in public.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, the election in Seacliff for mayor just happened on March 18th. The current mayor ran unopposed, but Robert Ehrlich put
Unopposed?
his name down as a write-in candidate.
Ooh, didn't serve him well.
No, I don't think so.
Is that a big blow to an ego of magnitude as the pirate booty man? If you like, this is gonna go so good, and then nobody votes for
It just
you.
proves you can't recover from the praying mantis public expose. It's like there's no coming back from it.
Yeah,
And this is
dude.
just evidence of that.
Yeah, if you're gonna pray mantis another dude in the back of his own Bentley, then
At least,
can't
try and
be
keep it
mayor.
secret. Have some
Yeah.
people sign some non-disclosures.
yeah, it can't
the
be
very
public, or
least.
you're not gonna recover from that.
No.
Did either of you guys have a Super Nintendo?
Yes.
I would use Targets, so we would skip high school and go to Target and play Super Mario Kart.
Oh,
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they had the demo box there, and my friend had a Super Nintendo too. I didn't. I wasn't
That's
rich enough.
that's too bad, Tyson. No Super Nintendo for you.
Well, my
Yeah.
parents were anti-video games, which now when you should like, hey,
Tracks.
there's
Makes
people
sense.
winning so much money and making so much money off video games. They're like, well, we still did the right thing. So they were anti-video game, but I had friends who were only friends because they had a Nintendo at their house.
well,
know.
Pretty normal.
Yeah.
if you still have a Super Nintendo, you probably already know this, but some research has been done to suggest that Super Nintendo works better now than it did originally. And they're saying that the console is like fine wine and only gets better as it ages.
No technology does that.
Yeah. How is this possible?
Okay, they say that this there's a specific component which uses a ceramic resonator, and they're saying that with time that it gets better.
Because of ceramic.
Resonator.
Wow.
They say that this
Resonating more.
this audio processing unit is speeding up over time.
Wait, it is defying entropy. This
Mhm.
is like groundbreaking.
This is
News
the fountain
here.
of youth. Is like everybody get a ceramic entrifier into your
Put it somewhere inside your body.
yes.
Yep.
You'll age
Yes.
backwards.
Yes. Wow.
Now,
That's insane.
typically, my experience with the regular Nintendo was that it got worse the longer I had it.
Yeah.
And I had to blow into the cartridges all the time.
Nonstop. Yeah. And
But I
maybe
guess you didn't have
that's
to do that with Super Nintendo.
That's what
no,
it
you
says.
did. Super Nintendo had the cartridges.
Yeah, but did you have to blow in them?
I mean, I think
Not
it
with
was
the
the only way
ceramic processor.
I would think it
Mhm.
was the only way to push your life force into the mechanism. Yeah.
Yeah, there was some quantum interaction between your blowing and the cartridge
Yeah.
that would
Mhm.
heal the electronics.
In the
Yes.
short term, but I think it made it worse in the long term.
Well, the spit build up.
It like
Eventually-
rust the stuff.
Yeah, would rush
Then
those.
there was the thing. Then you had to sometimes get like Q-tips and get like
lint out of
was
it.
it like rubbing alcohol?
Yeah.
You had to
What?
use a lot of
Who did-
rubbing alcohol.
That's crazy.
We didn't
Who
have to
did
do that. We were in a dry climate, Rob. Utah was is a high desert, so we didn't have that.
You didn't
those
have to do
issues.
that.
No.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this claim has it looks like data to back it up.
Yeah.
Oh, I hate
Right
when
here.
they do that.
Yeah, a layout of the data. Data
And are you
wins
believing
always.
it now?
Says warm DSP rates go from 31,965 to 32,182 hertz.
So what's
A
getting
200
better? The machine's getting faster, or the audio is processing cleaner, or like what exactly is
This is the dumb
improvement?
part. How does it affect games? We do not know yet. So this is
Yeah,
this is great
this is the-
clickbait.
The way that it's getting better is pretty much negligible to the human eye, I think, or
Yeah.
ear.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling. Because I mean, it's even like, oh, which music player's the best on your phone? I was like, they all sound the same, and they're like, no, you miss the rich undertones
Yeah.
of the actual vinyl when you don't. You're like, I don't care.
Mhm.
Does the Super Nintendo allow me to play with other people across the world?
No.
Okay.
No, but you can play with your friends
Mhm.
locally.
Yeah, locally if they come over.
If they come over.
Locally.
Yeah,
Is
you
that
have to call
something
their
that people
mom.
still do?
You
Yeah,
have to call
maybe
their
the
mom and
guys
see
will
if they
have
can
one in
over.
the Airbnb, Danny.
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah.
Oh, that'd be
and-
sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, now you're not thinking about running a marathon on this trip, right?
No.
Okay. All right.
Good.
Well, okay, that if you were planning on heading off to the Brighton Half Marathon that's in the UK, watch out because they ran out of water cups halfway through the marathon and had to then reuse water cups from the racers
Gross.
to.
Very
Or
gross.
would they give you that disclaimer as you rolled in? They were like, just so you know, this cup's already been used. You're like, ew.
Why didn't they just pour it into your mouth like a sexy Carl's Jr. commercial
Yeah.
as you ran by?
I don't think they told people ahead of time because they had to apologize and they called it an error of judgment. They said, towards the end of the race, one of our water stations ran out of paper cups and for a short period of time and under pressure made an error of judgment to wash and reuse cups to meet demand for runners for water.
You all have cold
Wash.
sores now.
Yeah.
Wash.
The runners were told the cups were being reused at the time. So when you were running up, they told you like, hey, this is a reused cup.
Yeah. And you're like, either I'm
Perfect.
so thirsty, I don't care, or let me throw this.
Actually,
on the
that's
ground.
not bad. If they
Mhm.
inform the person,
Yeah.
then
you think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's
But
okay.
then I have to be like, who used it? Who used it? You have to tell me which race did.
like Tyson, like that's
this
fine.
Is reused
Okay,
from,
Yeah.
This is used from 007. You're like, I run around.
that
until
dude
you
was
find him.
gross.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
dude was gross.
Well, it sounds like they're really trying to downplay the incident. They brought in this woman, Sarah Pitt. She's a virologist. She says it's not ideal, but the only thing you could really catch is a cough or a cold. And if people are running a marathon, they're probably feeling fit and well before they started out, so the risk is extremely low.
Oh well, in that case, just reuse the cups every time.
Yeah. If you're healthy enough to run a marathon, you're probably not sick.
Yeah, we should just have
Think
like
about it,
bird
Danny.
feeders you drink out of when you run by.
This is I think this is how we thin the herd. I think we've come up
Or
with a
we
solution
build up an immune system that can't be defeated.
from all the super viruses.
Just
and everything.
everybody, all the strongest people out there who are running marathons are just building up super
Yeah.
immunities by sharing this. Just one cup. It's just one cup.
Yeah.
And then she says if anyone has got a cold having run the marathon, they might have actually been cooking one themselves because sometimes doing vigorous exercise reactivates the cold.
Oh, good to know.
How does that?
I thought she was saying if you don't have if you can run a marathon, you probably don't have a cold.
Yeah. But then she's like, oh shit, if people get colds, I'm gonna be
covering all
liable.
our bases.
So then I better say that. And
Yeah, you probably had one already.
You probably had one in your system and running jarred it out of you. And now it's exposing itself in the worst way possible with projectile vomit and constant diarrhea and sores on your mouth and mono.
Blindness in one eye.
Yeah, but that was already it. That's not the cup. That was inside you already. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you see Mel's comment in the chat? 2 girls, 1 cup.
Mm-hmm.
That was
Thousands of people.
yeah, 100 girls, 1 cup.
Yeah, I mean, did those girls pass the cold and flu test beforehand?
I don't know that.
You know what?
Yeah.
I
No.
would be fine, and this probably sounds sexist, if the people before me that drank out of the cup were women, because it's just they seem less disgusting than dudes,
seem like
especially while running a
cleaner
marathon,
Yeah.
right? I don't know if
Yeah.
that's justified, but it's like gross, sweaty dudes with perhaps a beard dipping into the cup as they drink,
Mustache hairs, getting in
mustache
there.
hair shaking off crumbs.
Yeah, that's
No,
definitely
thank
sexist.
But I can't help it if they're like
Thank you though for
a
sharing
big
that.
bearded
That was,
dude
yeah.
drink out of this. Be like, no, thank you.
Some of your
No,
best
burn
friends
that
are
cup.
big bearded dudes.
Yeah, and I wouldn't share a cup with them. I'd be like, I'll die.
Yeah.
Just let me die.
Tell my family I could have lived, but you were too gross to share a cup with.
Pride didn't allow it. Sorry, I was killed by my pride.
Okay, let's go out to hear about a Florida woman who was very upset with her ex-boyfriend that she decided to vandalize his car. Only problem is she got the wrong car.
Hilarious.
A lot of similar looking cars. This is an honest mistake.
Yeah.
Yep. She spray painted and threw eggs at a vehicle that she thought was her ex's.
At least
Turns
she
out,
didn't. At least she didn't perform the praying mantis. on the guy's
Yeah.
car.
We don't think so.
We
Oh,
don't know,
man.
but I don't think
hope.
she did.
Yeah, I hope not.
Charges would have been far more serious if
Mhm.
Praying
Yeah.
Mantis had been executed.
Yeah, she faces charges of criminal mischief and DUI. I don't know. I guess that maybe she was drunk herself to drive to this vehicle. Maybe that was part of the problem.
Or just she went while she was vandalizing it, DUI.
Mhm.
Destruction under the influence,
Yeah, maybe.
right?
Yeah. Let me see if I can bring up the image.
What did she do?
of what-
Exactly did she do?
I'm trying to show you. My computer is like slowing down. Like,
Well,
doesn't
that's
like the
because you're
story.
clicking on a Florida woman story on Click Orlando.
Mhm. Is that what it
A
is?
lot of pop-ups
Yeah.
in that story.
Yeah, I'm like totally. Hopefully, I'm hoping that you can't. I don't lose my connection here because I'm so locked
It's
up.
just sucking the bandwidth.
Can't touch anything on my screen as long as you can still hear me.
Yeah, the most important part.
Okay, all right. Well, I'm flying blind here because I'm only looking at her car. All right, I think I might have hopefully caught up. All right, here let me try this. Okay, here's the car.
Oh, dang, that is vandalism.
Yeah.
Spray paint.
Yeah, I think she wrote Jason, which I think is his name, so that's probably not too bad. It says what, devil?
Yeah, does that
Not-
say poo? I think that says poo with smiley faces.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Someone spray painted a derogatory, how do you say it? Derogatory comment on my brother's car. And he never washed it off and drove around with it for like years.
When was
I can't
this?
repeat what it said, but he never washed it off.
Bonaire?
Yeah, something way worse than that. And we would all just like, you're not going to wash that off. He just didn't care. It didn't affect him. So I'm hoping this guy can just live with a car that says poo. And,
I think the spray paint on the windows is probably a
that
safety hazard.
you scrape that off with a razor blade.
Okay.
But just leave that poo on there. Poo devil, I think is what it said
Mhm.
actually on the side.
Yeah.
Poo devil.
So just make sure that you get the license of the car that you're going to deface.
Yeah, definitely. This
Okay.
poor guy, he like came downstairs.
The
Probably had no
neighbor.
enemies. Probably the nicest person in the world. Is like, who wrote poo devil on my car?
Yeah. He probably did something to somebody.
Yeah.
I'm gonna assume that he's the nicest person ever.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone in the neighborhood likes him. They're all going to pitch in. They're going to do a GoFundMe. Going to raise $150,000.
Mm-hmm. Get him a
Yeah.
girlfriend.
Yeah, and a car.
Mm-hmm.
So congratulations.
All right, let's talk about some other vandalism that was done. And this is in the UK. I'm sorry, actually, I believe this is in Germany, where a 65-foot phallus was drawn on the roof of the Free Waldorf School.
Oh yeah, look at that. I mean,
I don't know if we could show that.
it's not really
Life size.
like the proportions are a little out.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a very long shaft, I would
Oh,
say.
I thought you were going to say the proportions are out, and Rob was going to say it looks normal to me, and
Interesting.
then we'd have
I
to,
mean, from my vantage point, yeah.
You know
and
what?
we'd have to pull it up and see, because one of that's taking a risk, Danny, unless you've studied a lot of genitals.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah,
to
what do you
say-
think I studied at college?
Yeah.
Okay, that's
I
true.
think that for what it has in length, I think it's lacking in girth.
Well, and honestly, it's for comical reasons. So in
Mhm.
that respect, it is successful. It is hilarious.
mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of paint though. Where do you
A
get
lot of paint. Okay.
If you want to catch the culprits, just go to the hardware store and
So
find out who bought the paint.
according to this article, they say that this what was painted is 161 times larger than the average penis, and is detectable from space.
Oh, that's awesome. From space.
So
Space dong.
161 times. If you were to order this, it would say that
Times
in the description.
whose though? 160 times whose?
Average.
Average.
Yeah.
That's so nice of them to have like kept the 160 times average. That's
Yeah.
161 times.
161.
So
And
if
I
you're-
love that somebody actually did that too. They crunched the numbers. And they're like,
Mhm.
my goodness, this is
Well, it
160.
was on a school, Danny.
Oh, that makes sense.
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
kids, today we're going to figure out here's how big the average male phallus is. How much larger is it?
Solve for X.
Yeah, go to the math class and find out who was dealing with ratios,
Yeah.
with class, and then just talk to all the kids and see who has some white paint on hand.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Yeah. So they tried to cover the edges of this. I don't know. Maybe they felt like, okay, well, if you just leave the middle part, it just looks like two lines going down the school, but it was ineffective. You could still see it from space.
We can connect the dots in our head.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. And nobody knows who did it.
The Great Caper of Berlin.
So could we look at this on Google Maps and it would have a dong there?
You could
Yeah.
try. You want to search
here,
it up?
let me see if I can look up the Waldorf School in Kreuzberg on Google Maps. Might be an
Waldorf
old
School.
photo on Google Maps.
So, by the way, they have a huge window of when this happened between now and March or in July 2022. So that person probably graduated.
Let's
This is
see.
probably a senior prank. If they have senior pranks, we have senior pranks.
We did, but then we stopped. Okay. Kreuzberg, you said?
Yeah.
I don't see any Kreuzberg.
I know.
With the K-R-E-U.
So, all right. Hold on. So, okay. So let me present to you. Google Maps. Okay. Let's see, Tyson, if you can find it on the Google Maps.
Oh, there.
Yeah, I see it.
Oh, dude.
That's incredible.
Still there.
They still got it.
They still got
I
it.
They don't know
mean,
what to do.
I talked about that one place in Italy that erected a giant phallus statue. Why can't this be art?
Yeah, this
A
is art.
statement. This
Yeah.
is a
Definitely
statement.
art.
Yeah.
So it's real.
Yeah.
They should
Don't let
frame
anybody
it.
tell you this is fake news on this show.
Why couldn't I have gone to this school?
The average school that has young men going to it probably has at least 100 or so wieners drawn somewhere.
Yeah.
on
I
school
went-
at any
not
given
like this.
time.
I
No,
went
not this
to-
size.
I went to Ellis Island, and they have, you know how they have like signatures and art on the wall of people like just
Mhm.
drawing,
Yeah.
and then they have glass over it. There
Yeah.
were dudes with dongs from way back then that people were drawing.
Oh,
with.
Yeah.
really?
I mean,
Yeah.
Roman era towns, they
Yeah.
were using dongs
I mean-
for all sorts of stuff.
Danny, what if they just repurpose this as like a drone landing strip?
Oh, perfect. Yes,
Mhm.
a Walmart delivery drone landing strip.
Well, there's two helipads, which are
Yeah,
all-
exactly.
and then
They have
there's
two
the
helipads.
runway for the jets and airplanes, the remote controlled jets and airplanes, just if you want to have fun. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It is interesting that it's also circumcised. Like no one ever goes the other way.
So then you're like, okay, let's pull
I don't
out
even know
all
how
the
to draw that.
Yeah.
I don't either, but maybe that's why it's not as internationally recognizable.
Everybody who's circumcised come
Although
to
it
the
should
office. We know it's not an uncircumcised person because
Yeah.
they would have drawn an uncircumcised.
Unless this was a
dong.
misdirect.
Oh,
which would be
they're
smart.
framing all the circumcised.
Yeah, all the circumcised.
That's
People.
payback.
That's that
Okay.
is payback.
All right, I got one other story, and I thought this might be something that could be interesting for either of you guys. I feel like both of you enjoy some of the heavy metal experience.
Love
Okay.
heavy metal.
Would either of you consider
Mhm.
having a day to be the personal assistant of famed Kiss frontman Gene Simmons?
No,
No.
No?
seems like a real asshole.
Yeah, they all do. That's the problem.
No, they don't all do. I would
No.
maybe for Alice Cooper. You wouldn't hang out with Alice Cooper for a second, or like Kiss.
I don't know
This
anything
band-
about Alice Cooper.
Kiss's music is okay, but then they did that Gene Simmons Power Hour or whatever that reality show was with his family, and you could tell that he was not cool. And I think that was the point where I was like,
Yeah.
Kiss. But before that, maybe I would have.
Mhm.
So
$12,500 to be his assistant for the day, Tyson. His roadie.
they're paying me that, or I'm paying him that?
You're paying,
Gene that.
$12,495 to
No.
be Gene
No.
Simmons' personal assistant and band roadie for the day.
No,
That's
he seems
insane.
like and he's the Family Jewels. Is that what the name of his show was? I forget
Sounds
what
right.
it was,
Yeah.
but I remember being very unimpressed with him as a person, just from the show. But there are rock stars that I don't think I'd pay that. I mean, if you could bring
Yeah,
people
I
back from
wouldn't
the
pay
dead for a
anything.
day, Jimi Hendrix or somebody like that, you wouldn't pay anything for anybody. What about
To hang out with a rock star? No.
what about Radiohead,
I just think
Tool,
I don't think it'd be fun to hang.
Radiohead and Tool?
No, I don't think either of those people would be very interesting.
Okay. Well,
Interesting,
shots
yes,
fired.
but I don't think I
Shots
would want to
fired.
know them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
I-
Danny, that it could be invaluable advice for your music career to spend the
Oh.
day with Gene Simmons.
No, not
I have
that.
talked to a lead singer once, and I've told the story, James Hetfield, and he was super nice,
From Metallica.
but he was also kind of scary at the same time.
How so?
So I started talking to him. All I said to him, and he was sitting directly across from me at the airport. I said, "Hey, I like your music." That's it, right? Then a woman came up and was like, "My husband, would you take a picture with my husband?" And James Hetfield has this like stage presence, like angry thing, and he immediately turned on that switch. Was like, "No, I don't do pictures," and it was borderline.
Oh, not
Yeah,
even for
terrifying.
I think you say that like, oh, a female fan. He was totally different.
No, it was that because she was asking for her husband. Oh,
Yeah.
could you take a picture with my husband? Which I was like, that's weak sauce
Yeah.
to send
Mhm.
your wife to go do that. But he turned on this like switch and instantly became terrifying.
Oh my
But-
God.
Other than that, then we continued to talk. He was super nice.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Where did you see him?
I saw him at the Oakland airport flying
Okay.
Southwest.
Did
I
he
was like,
just win Big
I
Brother?
asked him, I'm like, why are you here sitting in the common space waiting for a flight?
Mhm.
What'd he say?
He's like, well, we have to fly. I'm like, yeah, I get that. But it's like, couldn't you have waited somewhere until your name was called? Why are you flying Southwest?
Did you say those?
Yeah, I said all those
And what
things.
did he say?
He just said the same thing. I mean, well, we have to get around. I just needed a ticket to get to, I think he was going to Mesa or something like that.
Mhm.
But then he talked about how his daughter was going on a date and he didn't like the date, but he also didn't want to be that dad waiting
Yeah.
at the doorstep with a shotgun. He was very torn with how to deal with his daughter
Yeah.
going to a dance with someone he didn't like.
Did he
Okay.
board before you? Did you try to sit next to him?
No, he was going to a different, our
Oh.
gates were right next to each other, but he was on a different flight.
Okay.
Super nice though.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not paying $12,500. There's no one I can think of that I would pay that kind of money to hang out with.
Heather
Jesus.
says, I used to tour with several metal bands, and the ones I worked for were all the best, sweetest dudes.
Okay, who are they though? That's what I want to know.
Yeah,
So
name
might have
names,
an
Heather.
NDA.
Because
Yeah, don't tell people how great we are.
Here's the thing:
Please do not.
when you get to work with someone, you see a different side. But all I can speak about is kind of what the vibe is I get when I see them as performers.
Mhm.
Does that make sense? So I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of great ones, but when you look at them as artists and famous people, you're like, I can't even imagine hanging out with that person.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah, but
Well-
definitely no one is worth that money.
Okay, well,
$12,500.
Gene Simmons, you might change your tune, Danny. You will also get a crew shirt, a hat, a VIP laminate, an onstage introduction by Gene Simmons, a signed set list, and up to 4 autographed personal items, excluding instruments or body parts.
Whoa, body parts. Still, you haven't named a single
Excluding
thing.
body parts.
Oh, oh, well, and then
And
that is a deal
instruments.
breaker.
Mhm. Yeah, and a signed bass guitar used in a
mean-
Kiss rehearsal.
That's not cool.
Mhm.
Nothing on that list is worth $12,500.
How much is a
Okay.
signed bass guitar used in rehearsal?
It probably depends on what kind of bass guitar, right? Like a nice one, because you got to pay for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
That's
a
what
lot
I'm
of
saying.
Kiss merch out there. I think if you
So
wanted Kiss
much.
stuff, I think it's
can get it
very
on Amazon.
attainable. Yeah.
Rob, is there anyone you would like to spend a day with?
For $12,500. I mean, besides you guys,
Oh, correct
Mhm.
answer.
yeah. I don't know if there's somebody I would want to spend the day with and pay for it.
Yeah.
Feels too weird.
Yeah. It feels
Right?
like you're really pathetic
Yeah.
to do
It's
that.
a-
No, but like really, you're like, oh, cool. You did that. Yeah. It only was $12,500.
It's like platonic prostitution,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I mean, isn't all prostitution?
No, platonic means like no physical
friendly-
contact.
Yeah.
It's like
friendly,
Mhm.
friendly
friend-ish.
prostitution. Friendly.
Yeah.
It gets
I
weird.
mean-
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been paid to do some stuff, but it's always been in group settings. And like,
oh, exciting.
yeah. And platonic,
Mhm.
totally platonic. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay, a couple things from the chat. Heather says, who knew the lead singer of Cannibal Corpse is a big teddy bear and loves Disney and winning stuffies from claw machines to donate to children's hospitals?
Mhm.
Did
Wait,
you
so
know
he
that?
Plays claw machines.
Mhm.
The
wins
ones that
Yeah.
and then grabs the stuffies and then donates those stuffies to children's hospitals.
Dude, he must be good with the claw machine.
Yeah. Well, I bet the name Cannibal Corpse is totally
Wait.
just maybe throws people off.
Yeah.
And then Doc says, how much is Danny paying to hang out with Seamus?
Actually, I would be paying quite a bit. The airplane ticket, I got to
Mhm.
pitch in for my share of the Airbnb.
Which they're upcharging you for sure to make a little bit back for themselves.
Yeah. Okay.
Extra charge the mark.
Yeah, got him. We got another one.
Seamus, you go.
Dude, I watched a movie not too long ago where it was this family from Europe, but they invited this other people and then they started murdering them and chopping kids'
So
tongues.
you think
my
that's what's going to
God.
happen to me?
I'm not saying it couldn't. Then they'd steal the car and they'd steal all the valuables. And
Should I wear some thin
Gold.
chainmail under my outfit so I can't be chopped easily?
I would.
Okay.
I would
smart.
do something. Yeah. Dang,
Okay.
dude.
Danny, are you ready to take us to your bolt hole this week?
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. The world famous Danny's bolt hole.
Welcome to my bolt hole. I think you're gonna like it. I think you're gonna feel you belong. Nocturnally.
Yeah.
So good.
You know the hardest part about being younger is not that we're in that group, but sometimes when I
No
read these-
money?
yeah, job prospects, all these things just seem so difficult. Dating, though, they constantly talk about dating, and they constantly have new terms. Remember we talked about what was it, sledging?
Sledging, sure.
I mean, it's just like a never-ending, growing dictionary for dating for younger.
You got a new
people.
term?
Yeah, a new term, and I saw it popped up 2 weeks ago, and you guys may have come across it. It's called floodlighting.
No, I don't know floodlighting.
I don't know either.
If you had to guess what floodlighting is, in this headline it says the new toxic dating trend. What do you
Yeah.
think that it is?
Floodlighting.
It's
So it
like,
sounds
it's what do they call gaslighting? It's like gaslighting to some respect. Somehow.
Mhm.
Okay, that's
related.
Tyson's guess.
Yeah,
Rob?
it sounds. I think it's something off of gaslighting. My first thought was like if I go outside and it's very cold out, I'm wearing a very tight shirt, I might be floodlighting.
Floodlighting is oversharing
Oversharing.
on a first date, which is nothing new.
Oh,
I mean-
is this like trauma dumping?
Yes, that's another term that they can use.
Oh,
Mhm.
And I just thought that's not necessarily new. That's like I think that a lot
they
of
just
these
come up with
times-
new words. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was going to get to, is that they have all of these terms. They're really good at coming up with names. If they were as good as at everything else they are with coming up with terms and names, I mean, man, they would just be on top of the world. But they just take things that have been happening forever, like seasonal relationships. Those things existed. That just seasonal relationship doesn't sound as cool as sledging. I mean, that's a great name. And now floodlighting. I mean, if you want to find someone who can come up with some great names for terms that have existed forever, it seems like you want to go with someone who's, and I'm guessing Gen Z, right? Wouldn't you say that that's kind of the group that is establishing this whole new language, or at least taking the terms that we already kind of knew and giving them new names?
Mhm.
But floodlighting has been around for as long as I've ever heard of dating. I mean, it was like a joke that your friends would tell about, when they met someone or they went on a date and they overshared and then things didn't work out.
yeah.
It's not a new dating trend is all I'm trying to say. Just like all these other things are not new, even though they're just being discovered by a different generation. And whatever terms we used with our parents, they probably did the same thing, rolled their eyes, and they're like, that's not new.
It's TMI. That's
TMI. Exactly.
TMI. Yeah.
Was that our thing, TMI? I think that
Yeah.
was just past us.
Yeah, that might have
TMI.
been just past us. But Heather Harmon says, I've been floodlighting for 41 years. Yeah.
It's just hard to keep up. I do enjoy the constant stream of new words because I think that they're so entertaining.
I'm glad we're not a dead language like so many other languages before us. And
Yeah, well,
even
they got
existing languages.
to keep adapting or die.
That's right.
Yeah, exactly. The French fight really hard to keep
No.
their
So what do I
language
do
pure.
if I'm hanging out with somebody and they're floodlighting me? Am I just like, that's a little too much trauma here?
Yeah.
But then you
You're
might
floodlighting me right
Check,
now.
please.
Then you might create new trauma. I think the best you can do is just be a big dumpster, a trauma dumpster, and just let it.
Oh, my Uber is here.
You gaslight them into floodlighting you, and then break up with them.
Yeah.
Then you ghost them.
Yeah.
I mean, all these terms are ones that have come up in like the last 10 years.
Yeah, you ghost them after soaking for days.
It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with.
It's a lot to deal with.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. This kind of coincided with another piece I read, a very long one, about just how Gen Z lives in a world of rejection. And it was kind of crazy. I don't know the truthfulness of what they actually have to go through, but it did make some good points. They have the access to so many opportunities to make requests. So they can apply for like 400 jobs at a go, right? And then they get 400 rejections. They have access dating wise to hundreds of people, but then they get hundreds of rejections. And it's like they live in a world of constant rejection.
Defeat.
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. Okay.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah. Great advice. It was just like a crazy world, different languages, lots of rejection. Not one that I'm, eager.
Don't apply for 200 jobs if you can't handle 200 rejections.
Well, I heard someone in a conversation I had with some people, someone had said that they had applied for something like 300 jobs. I thought, why would that person lie about that? But then since then, I've discovered that that's what people do. They apply for like hundreds of jobs. My goodness, dude. I applied for a job
It's
once.
a numbers
very
game.
Stressful.
But yeah, it's easy on LinkedIn. You're just like click.
Yeah,
click,
I wouldn't know,
click,
but I'm
click.
guessing, it's so easy.
You can do the drag swipe now on that.
See, it wasn't like when you had to go into the store or whatever and ask for an application, right? You can't do that 400
Have your
times.
friend go
Yeah.
in because you were too embarrassed.
Yeah.
to
That
ask
was hard to get
yourself.
rejected from.
Yeah.
They say no.
We're actually not hiring now.
Go away.
Yes, we're not hiring now.
Oh.
Like, good, because I wasn't applying anyway. This was all a joke. And
Your
then run
store's
away.
stupid. You have a stupid store. Run, everybody. Start the car.
So anyway,
there were
it's tough out
simpler
there.
times. Yeah. Simpler times when you could be like, Rob, you start the car, leave the back door open. I'm going to ask for a job application. If they say we're not hiring them, I'm going to say, fuck you, flip off and run and jump in the back as you drive away.
Solid plan.
Good
And
strategy.
then everybody in the store just watches you like, what's the deal with that guy?
And then they're like, actually, we like your initiative. Could we hire you?
yeah, you have the job.
They're like, do I get half off on all the cargo shorts? Oh, for sure. You're like, I'm in.
Oh, you just placed us at Old Navy?
I was thinking Abercrombie and Fitch.
Okay.
All
Should we
right.
talk about our image for this week's episode?
Yes, I already know. The
What
box
is it, Danny?
demon
Okay, hold on.
doing the
All right.
praying mantis on a Bentley.
All right.
It's spray painted with the word poo devil.
Of the box demon
Mhm.
doing the praying mantis
It's so
on
confused.
top of a Bentley.
On top of a Bentley.
That spray painted poo devil.
Can't go wrong with that.
Okay, let's see what happens. All right, Danny.
Making new friends. I know you're going to ask.
Yeah.
Out there, expand my social circles. I heard that's the best way to fight off dementia. And so, yeah, I'm out there making new friends.
Are you doing it because you
meeting
want friends, or are you
strangers
doing it to
parking
ward
lots.
off dementia?
No, new friends would be helpful.
Mm-hmm.
People who can do stuff. I need people who can do stuff. Unfortunately, they tend to be younger if they could do stuff. So then I have to dip into their world of floodlighting and gaslighting and ghosting. And so anyway, that's what I'll be doing.
I hope you don't get floodlighted, Danny. With
I
these
do
guys.
get ghosted
Yeah.
quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
I've noticed that ghosting is a huge thing. And then I even think myself, I'm guilty of that. It's so easy to do in the world of text messaging.
Oh my gosh, it's so easy to ghost. I've ghosted so many people via text message. I don't even have to do it. If you're listening and you texted me and you're waiting on a reply and it hasn't come in,
Let me just say I'm
in
sorry.
2 days, I forgot about it.
Because look, my strategy is I'll respond later, and I even leave your text unread. And then eventually I come to grips with reality and realize I'm never going to respond. So anyway, that's what I'm doing. I'm working on my second album. It's going to be so dope. I just
good beta.
Yeah, good beta. I've got ideas, and I'm like, I need to be doing something. I can't just sit around all day. It's too boring.
No, don't do that.
Yeah, I'm going to do this. I don't have tons of reality TV to talk about. Maybe that's what I'll do. Start a couple podcasts.
Start a podcast about reality TV.
No. Several. Yeah.
Don't do that.
Oh yeah.
Do not do that.
Instead of doing that, I decided to write the next great American album. So
after the first one.
Yeah, after that. That was obviously the great one.
That was the first great American album.
Next great. Yeah. Is this one going to be called Even Better Beta? Is what Docs asked.
That is a good idea. I like
beta,
that.
even better beta. Yeah.
Yep. Could be.
Even better beta.
Even better beta.
Sounds like a sandwich.
All right. Check out what Dolly Mini has come up with here. This is the box.
Okay. Yeah.
It's more like dressed like a praying mantis.
I am excited about that one.
Good one?
Great. Yeah, that one's really good.
Yeah, nailed it.
I love how he's saying okay with his fingers. Like, everything's okay.
We're good. Okay. We're good.
And then not only is Pooh Devil spray painted on the Bentley, but also he's like his signature tag.
Yeah.
Like it's all on the doors.
And then he also spray painted Box Demon.
It's getting better with the writing. Like usually it used to only be able to do like gibberish.
It's
even
Pooh
the
Devil.
fingers are not even bad.
It's Pooh Devil and Box.
Although no, I
Devil
do spot 6 fingers on the hands.
That's fine. That's the only tell.
That's part of the praying mantis. It requires a prosthetic finger
Yeah.
to really do the praying mantis correctly.
Yeah. Pretty good.
I love it.
Well done.
I don't even think we got to look at anymore. So Pooh Devil and Box Demon.
Yeah.
Very good.
Okay. Tyson, what's coming up for you?
Oh, Rob. I'm having Rob on our Survivor podcast
that's
tomorrow. Very, very
I'm
exciting.
excited.
All right. Well, guess what? I'm having Rob on as a guest rapper on my next album.
So, collaborating?
Tyson. Yeah, we're gonna collab.
Dang, dude. Is Rob going to be in the parentheses of the song? It's going to be like
Rob.
Yeah, featuring
Feat Rob
F-E-A-T.
Yeah. Featuring, yeah. Fat Rob, P-H-A-T.
Wait, that's my name?
That's your rapper name, dude.
I don't know if I like that.
Well, what do you want?
How about Pirate Rob?
Yep. Vegan Rob. How about that?
Vegan Rob.
Vegan Rob.
And it's ironic. I'm like Killer Corpse of that. I'm not vegan.
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Sorry. Cannibal Corpse.
Cannibal Corpse. Yeah. So we're Rob and I are podcasting about the Survivor episode tomorrow. Very exciting. And then just the normal hustle and bustle of family life and heading
Slot
to Reno
machines.
next week.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. Not heading there till Monday, but I will be recording News AF live from Reno. Next week.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So I'll be able to update you.
It's been a minute since News AF has stepped foot in Reno.
Yeah. I'm excited to represent and hopefully
Nice.
I can bring home some dollar bills.
Nice. Okay. And then, of course, check out everything else we have going on over on RHAP. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week for more News AF. Take care. And make sure check out our YouTube channel if you are podcast only. I've been doing a lot of research. I find that there are people who are video people only and podcast people only.
Yeah. And
They
the
don't-
Venn
they don't
diagram is
mix.
having both of them.
A lot of people
available.
don't mix. Like
They
I used
don't
to think
mix.
it was like, okay, well, the people they're just like in both places. But no, there's a lot of people. I'm only audio, only video.
Yeah. I have people before we did video of our podcast, that the Survivor podcast. I would have people be like, where's the video of this? I only will participate in video versions of podcasts. And I was like, oh, that's noted. And we will do something about it. So, yeah.
All right.
Cool.
Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back next week. Take care. Have a good one. Bye.
We did it, guys.
This is RHAP. We know reality TV.